What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Alibaba Group Holdings with the ticker symbol BABA. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So this is going to be Wednesday's market structure update for Alibaba. I look at Baba 2 times a week, every Wednesday and Friday. So let's begin by taking a look at the daily chart and going over what happened since last week, Friday. So last week, Friday, I looked at the price action when it was this green candle right over here. It looks like price was right at the support of this trend line, but it looks like the trend line did not hold and the bears were stronger than the bulls. In this instance, there was more aggressive sellers than buyers and price continued to work its way down. So basically, let's go over why that's occurring and where it's going to be headed next. So it's occurring that is the reason the price is dropping is because we are inside of a orange range pattern. A range pattern contains prices at the highs and the lows, and if we hit the highs, price will generally work its way to the opposite side, and if we hit the lows, price will generally work its way to the opposite side, which is the top side in this case. So since we hit the highs back here in early August, price has been slowly working its way back down to the lows. However, there are times when it could fail, like for example, this bounce right here from this trend line could have led prices to the opposite side of the channel or the range at the highs. But if the sellers regain the strength, then obviously they are still able to continue push down prices. So I don't think this upward target is going to be met anymore. We're seeing a lot of bearish signs. I think on last week, Wednesday, once we saw the gap down on Thursday morning, it was a good sign that a good chance that the bears were actually able to break this trend line and the bulls would not be able to bounce from it. So it was definitely looking a lot more bearish than bullish, and it now is definitely looking still a lot more bearish than bullish. So there's a good chance that this measurement target will be reached, which I got from right over here. This is all one leg down right over here for price action. Once it pulls back, this is the second leg right over here. So we're currently seeing the first attempt by the sellers to reach it. Even if price does pull back, they usually will do a second attempt. So I think they're going to be trying to reach that $80 level once again. That would be my target. This angle of descent is being maintained by the sellers. Price is below the EMA. Price is below that $91 level, which was previous support. Price broke this trend line, and we can even actually draw another trend line off the swing highs right over there. So you can see there's descending highs being in play below the EMA. So there's a lot of bearish signs. I don't see anything bullish except that price is at the prior low back here in late August. So we could maybe get a double bottom, but that's most likely not going to be able to hold versus all the other bearish signs. Just one support level, I mean, there's a good chance it won't hold. Even if we do see a bounce, I mean, it would need to be very strong for it to change anything. If it's just small, we could just get rejected to continue down lower. So I think there's a strong possibility price will go lower, unless we see something drastically change, like another large move up, like right over here. That would change what's happening on the chart. But until then, it's looking very bearish. We might fill in this gap right over here at the 83.91 and then reach the lows of the range at right around the low 80s. So that's all I have for Baba on the daily chart. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart. So here's the weekly chart for Baba, and you see that price is still working its way down. So let me see if this measurement target is going to be in play. So we saw one large leg down right over here. This was the second leg down. You can see that bears have been trying to reach this measurement target for quite a long time now. This is one leg down. This is the second leg down. This was the first attempt to reach it. This was the second attempt, and it failed. So sometimes the second attempt could be in the form of 2 attempts. So since this is the second attempt right here, this is the second attempt of the second attempt. Hopefully that makes sense. So this was the first attempt to reach the measure move target down here. Price pulled back. This was the second attempt. It looks like the second attempt was failing in the past. If you looked at it that way, price was working its way up, but the way it was working its way up was kind of weak and not that strong, and that means that the measure move target can still be in play towards the downside. So if we do break the range lows that this yellow range represents, maybe price may finally reach that $52 level or the low 50s that he's been targeting for a while now. So we'll see first if we break that $80 level, and then there's a good chance that price may reach maybe the lows of this downtrend and maybe even the low 50s. So that's all I have for Baba. This week is looking kind of bearish. You can see that it looks like it's just ready to drop down lower. There's a lot of empty space right over here that the price action can fill. and we have already 2 consecutive red weeks in a row. This week is most likely going to be closing red. So that's all I have for Baba on the daily and weekly charts. I'm looking for the $80 level. Unless something drastically changes on the chart, like we see a strong amount of buying, that could change the chart. Until then, I think there's definitely more strength by the sellers than the buyers. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.